Hello everybody, my name is RillaKurai and this video is going to be a little bit different. So I'm just going to have Mr. Beast in the background and there's a lot of controversy. Okay, first things first, this is my opinion. Not really my opinion. It's just getting my thought out there. So we all know Chris is transgender, okay? Get his shirt off there. He looks good. She, he, they, them, they look good. But the biggest thing is to me, I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this. Why does why do why does it affect you that they change their gender? It doesn't change them as a person, and their personalities don't change. They just changed their gender. They're still the same person they were before it. The only difference is their pronoun and their gender. It's people are freaking out that just because they change their gender, it's going to affect people. It's not a mental illness. It's just different. And people can argue all this blah blah blah, but you also have to think of it as a lot of people are treating trans people like they were treating African Americans back then. People thought being a different color was a mental illness, and they weren't allowed to use the same bathrooms and all that stuff. That's how people are treating trans people nowadays. And I think Chris looks fantastic. Just look at him. He's happier. He, they, them, they're happier. Who cares what they do in their life? It's not yours. Stop trying to control people for how they dress or how they look. It's not your life. They're living the life they want to live. It's just that simple. A lot of people don't understand that. Yeah, people may say that in sports that it's unfair because someone is neurologically better at someone in sports than they are. But you also have to think, sports is nowhere near fair. People do steroids. People do drugs. People work out all the time. There's gonna be advantages and disadvantages. Like, let's say, I don't know. I don't know. I can't really come up with an example. The one I did before, because, okay, yeah, okay. You got a male and female going against each other in a sport. People want equal rights, but then get scared when that happens. You want the same rights as other people, but then when it actually happens, you call it unfair. And look, I'm not saying, like, all the other bad things are good. No. Like, being trans is not a mental illness. Someone doesn't feel right as a guy, so they switch to female. Somebody doesn't like being a female, so they switch to a male, and then that's their money and their problem. Not really a problem. It's what they want to do. Just let them live their life. Yeah, a lot of people look up to Mr. Beast, Chris, and all that, but it's not going to affect them in a negative way. They're seeing that anybody can do what they want to do. It's like your child growing up being like, oh, I'm going to be the best game developer, I'm going to do this and that. And they try to release a game, but they say, sorry, you can't do that because you're this gender. Is that fair? And I'm only using this as a background because it's showing you how happy everybody still is regardless of what happened. Nothing has changed between all of them. Jimmy is still hanging out with Chris. Everybody's still hanging out with Chris. It was probably tough for him to come out and talk to Jimmy about it, but look, they're still happy doing what they do. Who cares what they do? It's not your life. Hate them all you want. Say what you want to say. They're not going to change because you don't think it's right for being different. It's just they're doing their own thing. It's that simple. Yeah, some people can get over, what do you want to call it? Get over, some people can get angry about it, but sometimes you just gotta humor them. If they say they're female, call them female. If they say they're male, call them male. Because then it'll go a lot smoother than having a huge argument and solves nothing. It's that simple. And if you just, I wouldn't say humor them, just do what they say. Because then you'll make them happy, you'll make yourself happy, because there was no argument, there was no nothing. It's that simple. I know. I had a podcast once, but TikTok is not the greatest for podcasts, so. And I kind of fell out of it, but this is just me telling you how I feel about the situation. You can put your opinions in the comments. You can say what you want to say, like, oh, it's a mental illness, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But it's how I feel about it. People have their own lives, let them live it. Nobody is telling you how to live your life. Nobody's telling me how to live my life. Nobody's telling Chris how to live their life, or Jimmy, or Noah. I think that's Noah. Nolan. See, that is a cool picture. Like, you see how happy Chris is? And he looks good too. They look good. Like, Jimmy and Chris are still best friends. They're not gonna hate each other because one has made a decision. Like, it's just who they are as a person. Changing your gender doesn't change who you are or your personality. You just changed your gender and your pronouns. The person is still there, the personality is still there. You're just different pronouns. The way you speak, the way you talk, the way you act is still the same. So you shouldn't hate somebody just because you think they're different. It's the same, like I said. We're treating trans people like we did when slavery was a thing, saying they can't do certain things, saying this and that. Same people. Same with people with Down syndrome or autism. People just look down on them because they can't do certain things. It's the matter, like, instead of looking down on them, help them. Talk to them. And I don't mean like, oh, let's get you some medical help. See if they need help with anything. And if you're too busy or you just don't want to, then you don't need to say anything at all. It's that simple. Or if somebody's having a bad day and you can see, give them a little compliment. It'll be a boost. And you'll feel happy about it. They'll be happy. Karma is a thing. What comes around, comes around. That's not what it is, but treat others how you want to be treated, I think. Something like that. Something in school. But that is my whole controversy about the Chris change. I think do what makes you happy, unless it's something illegal. Chris isn't participating in any sports, so they're living their life the way they want to live. They're happy. Jimmy's happy. So whatever you say online won't affect them. And it won't affect your life either. They're not going to change because some random guy on the internet is like, oh, it's so unfair for his family, blah, blah, blah. They've been separated for a year. They still see each other. They're still friends. They still see their kid. They didn't abandon their family or ruin it. Just because you have problems at home doesn't mean you have to take it out on other people. You may think that they're all awkward there, because I've seen a bunch of posts online saying, oh, look at Jimmy and how he is. He can't help his best friend. He's not trying to help his best friend. He probably encouraged it. Not in a bad way either. He was probably like, if this is what you want to do, then do it. It's Chris's life. It's their life. They're not going to change because some random idiot or some random person online is like, oh no, my favorite person changed their gender. What am I going to do now? You can still watch them. They're still the same person they were before. It's that simple. I know it's kind of crazy to think about, but it's just how I feel. Look, you can live how you want to live. You can hate who you want to hate. I'm just saying, think about it. Like, if you did something, let's say I have black nail polish on right now. People may call me gay for that. People may hate me because I wear black nail polish. Bands in the 80s wore black nail polish. Guys in the 80s wore eyeliner and everything. Guys still wear eyeliner now. Who cares? If they want to look pretty, let them look pretty. Women dress up like guys. Guys dress up like women, vice versa. Just let people dress how they want to dress. Some of them want to feel beautiful, some want to feel masculine, and some just want to feel badass. It's okay to feel all that. Like, who cares what other people think? It's just my opinion. No hate towards anybody. Nothing at all. Think how you want to think. I'm just saying. You don't control other people's life because you think change is bad. Well, newsflash, there is change happening around us 24/7 without any of us even noticing. Like, even out in space, things could be happening and we won't even know. The government can be changing stuff underground and we won't even know. But no, people are too worried about people changing their gender and not real world problems. Like, is your rent going to get paid on time? Are you going to be able to pay your bills? Now you're sitting here on the computer hating on somebody else's life because they've made themselves happy. Worry about your own life and not other people's lives. That's just my opinion. That's just how I feel. It was sort of a venting way. And I know a lot of people are just going to hate on people just because that's clout and everything. But I think Chris has made a great decision for himself. And, like, look how beautiful he is. That is awesome. That is awesome. But, like, they're still all hanging out. They don't hate each other. You do not determine other people's feelings. But I should end it there because if I keep going, I'm just going to keep talking about it. That was my controversial. I don't know how to explain it. This was my thought on Chris being transgender and how people feel. I just needed to get it out there and say what I had to say because it's just how I feel. Due to a lot of people. And then even other people, like I don't know. It's just let people live how they want to live. It's that simple. That is awesome. It's like a comic. What is a comic? It says at the top. Duh. But you may hate me for this, what I had to say in this video. But my name is RillaKurai, uploading videos daily, nightly, ever so delightfully. And that was my controversial thought on Chris transitioning, I guess. Let's just say my thoughts. That works. How about that? Anyways, I hope to see you all in the next episode. I do playthroughs and let's plays and all that. I know this was just a weird video to get out, but I needed to get it out. Because I'm just tired of seeing everybody hate on Chris because they did what they want to do. And I'm going to end it now, or else I'll be on forever. Peace.